So, firstly, a warm welcome to our channel from Azo, and thank you so much for giving us your time today for this interview.
Of course, thank you for having me.
So today we have, we are doing this segment for a Q&A session. So basically, we'll be talking about all of the shows that you have done, about the current scenario and everything. So to start with, first we would like to know that how you spending your time these days, like you're in your hometown. So after so long, you're getting so much time to spend with your family. So how is your time going?
Time is going good. It's obviously great to be back home. And the weather is also amazing right now. So it's really cool to be back home. Uh, Obviously, the last year and the beginning of this year weren't ideal circumstances for all of us with Corona and all the tension and the pressure that came with it. But obviously, like you said, it's been so long, I think 5 or 6 years since I got so much extended time to spend with my family. So it's been great in that way.
Okay. So how are you spending your days like? Are you doing something
So,
new? Are you trying something else?
yeah, it's. I think that's what I'm. The one thing I'm very happy about with this break is that I think pehle jab when I was trying to get into acting or trying to get work, I would go to the gym for like 4 hours, 5 hours, and just be in there, and sometimes take some acting classes, and I'd be like, "Ha, ho gaya." Like I'm ready for work, which I wasn't obviously because there is so much you need to work on as an actor. An actor can be asked to do anything. And the one thing I'm very happy about is that this break or this extended break that I've gotten, I haven't wasted any of it. I don't think so. I've wasted any of it. I've tried to learn new things. I've worked on what I need to do as an actor, and I've taken classes, lots of classes, non-stop. Not non-stop, but I've taken a lot of classes. And then you need some time to actually implement जो आप क्लास में सीखते हैं उसे आप थोड़ा एक तो बैठने में like for it to sit into your system and then kind of apply it to what you're doing. So the one thing I'm very happy about that this time I haven't focused कि बस body बना ली, abs निकाल लिए और सारा काम हो गया, which is one misconception for some reason I used to have कि acting तो हो जाएगी, but acting होती नहीं है, acting पे बहुत काम करना पड़ता है. Then dance classes, I've taken dance classes, trying to learn music instruments on my own, and just other things, various things which hopefully I'll get to show as we go ahead that I've worked on.
Yeah, I think even your fans and followers have been seeing on your social media that you have made dance covers, you are making reels on that, then you even played guitar. So many new things you are getting to see on social media. So the next thing that I would like to ask you is like, you started being a journalist, you were into journalism. But then what was that moment when you realized that you want to come into acting? And like when this realization came to you that you have to, come into acting?
I was never very keen to be a journalist. It was just something. There was this program that NDTV had out, and you could join, and it was like an internship program basically. And at that time, acting was not a very. I'm from Dehradun, so acting, sab sochte hain ki yaar, like maybe movies or something, but it wasn't a very realistic option. I think now with roadies and the advent of reality television, so many people have got a chance to get exposure, but at that time it was very clear कि movie stars होते हैं and then that's it. Like it's not a very viable dream कि कोई भी बॉम्बे जाके movies में बन जाएगा. So that was, I had always loved acting since school, and I'd done theater in college, in school as well, but कभी मैंने realistically I never thought कि मैं जाके acting बनूंगा. My plan was कि MBA करना है and then go abroad and get your MBA and then do the whole job situation. So while I was preparing for my MBA, I saw this. My parents actually saw that NDTV was doing this internship program. So they said, try it out. Maybe it's something that you can do. So I was like, okay. At that time, I wasn't very sure what I wanted to do in life. Like I didn't have a fixed goal कि मुझे यही बनना है. So I was like, ये भी try कर लेते हैं. And then I got a job. Like they offered me a job. So. But the whole time, I think the one thing I've said again and again is I realized just like being an actor, being a journalist requires a lot of dedication because the hours are insane. and you never know when you just have to go and news comes and you have to be on top of everything. And I saw the reporters, like I saw all the big reporters. I don't want to name drop or anything, but the very famous ones that I used to see working in front of me, they had this thing that like, they've been up for 24 hours. If news comes, they're on it. Like, let's go, let's get this done. वो मुझ में नहीं था, and I realized that very clearly when I would be asked to come in at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. or midnight. I would get to work at midnight, work all night by myself because there were like 2 people, and I would be editing packages by myself. और एक सर होते थे who would check on my edits because I was very new, and he would sleep. Like he'd be like, मैं सो रहा हूँ, जब सारा काम हो जाए, wake me up and I'll come and check and finish everything. So you're sitting there alone, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not passionate to do this. And then acting was also like, everybody just said, okay, if this is not working out, go to Bombay before you get too old and give it a shot. Like modeling try kar le, acting try kar le. Like, okay, try kar lete. It was a very like, ठीक है, जाके थोड़ा देख आता हूँ कैसा होता है. And it just ended up being what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Not a very inspiring story, but now I'm trying very hard.
So, like your first show, which was Qubool Hai. So it was one of the famous shows of that time. So how were you, like roped in, and how was the whole new experience of shooting for this show? The cast was amazing. The show was loved so much by everyone. And so how was the experience for shooting for that show?
I got cast in a very indirect way. I was walking by, I was going for one audition, which I remember was Raymond's. So I was wearing a suit and everything. And I was walking by this place in Aram Nagar in Bombay. And I didn't know what the office was, but there was this guy standing, and it's बहुत बड़ी smile दी उसने मुझे. And he's like, sir, आइए. And I was like, कहाँ? Because I'd finished my audition, so I was walking towards the road to get my auto and go back home. And he's like, sir, आइए, इधर आइए. And I was like, are you talking to me? And he's like, आइए sir, आइए, एक मिनट आइए. And he took me to this gate, and it said Mukesh Chhabra casting. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, अच्छा, Mukesh Chhabra casting यहाँ पे है. That is when I found out कि उनका office वहाँ पे. And he took me to meet this guy who used to work for them. And he was like, okay. Like he came out, he took a look at me. He's like, Kal, meet me at 2 p.m. and wear this suit. And that's all he told me. I was like, okay. And he went inside. Like, ठीक है, कल 2 बजे आ जाएंगे. And I took my suit and I went to meet we went to the production house, 4 Lions. And we met Karishma, who's one of the producers with Gul there. And so I was auditioned for another show, and I did my look test and everything for that. That didn't work out. It came down to me and one other person. And then a few months later, they called me for Qubool Hai, and they were just like, not even months later, I think 2 or 3 weeks later, they were like, oh, do you want to do this? So I was like, yeah. At that time, honestly, it had been, I think, 4 years of trying to get work. So I was very much like, ki, haan, jo mil jayega, I'll happily do it. So I went and did it. और मुझे कुछ नहीं आता था. Like the classes I taken were for theatre, but कैमरे पे everything changes. It's nothing like theatre or anything. So वो सारी चीजें मुझे सीखनी पड़ी, and I did learn soon enough. But I think that was kind of like in acting मेरी internship वो थी, because I was only on that show for 2 weeks. So I kind of understood कि अच्छा ये होता है. And by the time I got to एक दूसरे के वास्ते, तो मुझे थोड़ा बहुत पता था कि चलो angles, over the shoulder shot. Actually, my first day, I remember there was this shot. I was supposed to walk in this door. कि मैं भागता हुआ अंदर आ रहा हूँ. I forget what the context was, but मुझे थोड़ा जल्दी से एक दरवाजे के अंदर भागते हुए घुसना था. And मैं जैसी भागूं तो 2 आदमी सूट में मेरे रास्ते से निकल के जाएं. And the first time I was like what was that? But मैंने अपना पूरा सीन पूरा कर दिया. Like मुझे जहां तक भागना था मैं भाग लिया. But यार ये कौन था? मुझे समझ में नहीं आया कि 2 कौन थे. और किसी ने कुछ बोला नहीं. Like the director didn't say cut, nobody said anything. So I was like, okay, चलो कोई कुछ बोल नहीं रहा तो करते हैं. And then we did 5 or 6 takes. और मैं जब भी वो टेक करूं, वो 2 आदमी कभी इधर से आ जाएं, कभी इधर से आ जाएं, कभी इधर से आ जाएं. And I had to run down this corridor. फिर से वो 2 आदमी मेरी तरफ चलते आ रहे हैं. And I was like, क्या है? वो क्या रहा है यहाँ पे? मतलब कोई ने रोक, ये कोई किसी और शो की शूटिंग चल रही है यहाँ पे कि जो बार-बार 2 लोग यहाँ पे घूम रहे हैं. Later I realized when I watched the telecast, I was so dumb in the ways of the television shows or shooting. They were the passing people, like the people who are the crowd, like कि कोई जा रहा है. It shouldn't look like आप सिर्फ अकेले भाग रहे हैं अगर किसी हॉस्पिटल में. So they were the passing people, and I had no idea the whole time यार मुझे बहुत सारा सीखना पड़ेगा अभी, तो मुझे कुछ समझ ही नहीं आता. But yeah, I remember being very irritated. I was like, कोई बोल ही ना, and कोई, I was like, मैं बहुत, and the show had been running for 4 years at that point. Like they were at 800 episodes. So I couldn't even go to anybody and be like, कि ये सब क्या है? Because everybody was acting normal. So I remember being very confused by that. That was like an introduction for me to television.
So first show, gave you a experience कि कैसे होता है.
Hi guys, my name is Namik. You're watching me on Famizo. Please like, subscribe and share. Subscribe and share.